Alright, guys. Baylhammer. I'm here. I guess. Another live stream. I guess we're fucking doing this. Yeah, a bit late. I wanted to finish the Big Brother Hall of Fame video, which is what I was doing. Yeah, it's already 1 o'clock, but I'll still work on the player ranking for a couple hours. And also Big Brother's over, so that's cool. At least we don't have to worry about that anymore. Generally it is kind of funny just how like stacked it feels against the newbies at this point. All right, have stream up. Yeah, that's also insane. Like the like variation in like how powerful these advantages are. Where there's really like 2 good advantages, the rest are pretty shit. It's like you have Diamond Power Veto, which is already gone, and then you have what was it, the coin flip one, which is like decent. It could be like, it's like there's a chance of it being good, but it's like not even necessarily good. The rest though are all pretty bad. So yeah, that's kind of shit. BB equivalent of an idol. I mean, it's more of like a god idol to a degree, right? Sure, production didn't just choose to give Rick the good advantage. Again, it's surely surely fair. Generally, I wouldn't be like, I don't know. It probably was. I don't know. Like, obviously, they could be rigged, but they did show the numbers. I'm interested in seeing if the number of the advantage that Rick got was the one that they showed it as. Wow. Yeah, Rick essentially got the best possible. Yeah, I mean, I would say he did, especially if like so. I don't understand this about the Diamond Power Veto. Like, so does Rick get it actually for 6 weeks? Because that's the way he's talking about it. Like, if it's actually available to be used for 6 weeks, then that's insane. Like, that is by far the most powerful advantage. I mean, either way, it's probably still the most powerful advantage because like the coin of destiny or whatever the fuck that's called. Like, obviously, it's a coin flip. Like, that would be the most powerful because like that's essentially a coup d'etat. It's a coup d'etat if you win the coin flip. So like a coup d'etat is more powerful than a Diamond Power Veto, but it's only a 50% chance that you get the coup d'etat. So like this being a guaranteed power of a Diamond Power Veto is better than a 50% chance at a coup d'etat. But yeah. Yeah, it's like until jury probably, which is way too long. Because also it's like very powerful to use as leverage. Like it's very powerful just to say, hey, like if you put up me or my ally, then I'm gonna use the Diamond Power Veto, and then your ally's going home instead. So it's like, no, it's definitely, yeah, it's definitely overpowered. Yeah, I'm surprised. Like, I am in general surprised at what we are getting, especially because the Diamond Power Veto is just so much better. Coin flip is worse than coup d'etat because coin flip is before veto. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's still you stealing the HOH, but yeah, it is better than the coup d'etat. It is worse than the coup d'etat, technically. I mean, technically, I don't know. It could go either way because, like, also it's like you're the HOH for the entire week, though. So, like, through that you can get leverage. Like, it's like I think there's more upsides to Coin of Destiny in terms of like you can get social capital from it, but like coup d'etat obviously is more effective as a twist. Like the actual nominations are like set in stone and that sort of thing with coup d'etat. Yeah, Kataryn was mentioned on Fire. Fuck me, on Unlocked. I thought Unlocked was generally fun. I thought that was a really fun episode. Like there was like a couple segments that like I still don't know why we're doing the rant room of it all, and I feel like there's another one that I wasn't like loving. Oh, I feel like the creator thing was very cringy, even though that's what led to the RGB shout out. But I thought it was a lot of fun. We got like we got some alliance segments that didn't make the main show. We got what the family or not family visit, but like the whatever you call it, the like at home segment for Jason. Like that was kind of cool. It was a cool episode. A Fessy style HOH. What does that even mean? I like how they pretended the slop taste test was. Oh yeah, that was also slop damage. Like, Rick Devens is just CBS propaganda. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, again, I'm gonna start working on the player ranking, and obviously I'll still respond to things. Oh yeah, I forgot. We there is actually a comment. So you should probably look at this. Yeah, what is this? Jean should be lower because she was on the outs. Let Dina be in charge, but still came off across Bossy. Couldn't survive post swap over Heidi. Let's see. Where do I have Jean? Where did I have Jean? There. Here. Where's Kelly Bruno? Down here. Yeah, I mean, like, I can see. I mean, like, I think the reason I put it as high was because of how many tribals she went to, right, or something. What was it? It was how many times she voted correctly. But I guess like the one time she votes correctly isn't even that like great realistically. As a punishment, it's like whatever. Like I mean, like the unitard being there's fun. Outside of that, it's just kind of like who cares? Like it's not like anything like really affects the game or anything. So it's like. Yeah. 354 castings open. That's interesting. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I doesn't really like do much for me, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything for 54 because like they would just say that anyway. But yeah. This is more proof that you always work with the vets. Yeah. Yeah, just because like obviously everything's so heavily favored towards them. Yeah, looking at Jean here, I do actually agree. I do think Hunter is someone that at least was like this figurehead for the majority alliance for the first vote. So like pairing him up with Jean doesn't really make sense considering she's not that would be as if like she's the Dina. When like she was actually someone that was like on the lower end of the pecking order. Trying to remember, she did go to what 3 tribals, only voted correctly at 1. So yeah, I think Jean moving down does make sense. Am I leaving Hunter on his own at this point? What was the difference between Hunter and these people? Oh, I think it was that they survived a vote after they were flipped on, right? Where these people didn't. I think that was the thing. Yeah, I think this is fine. I was just thinking of the Gandia Jean comparisons. I think Gandia is someone I at least give like a modicum of grace for the fact that she lost Tanya, who is her #1 ally. She's gonna flip and be absolutely screwed by a Diamond Veto. Yeah. I mean, like, I think anyone that flips is gonna be screwed by a Diamond Veto at this point. Yeah, what was this tweet? Epiphany, they're gonna do a janky week this season, pretend they got stuck in a different time period. I mean, yeah. Like, yeah. Wouldn't shock me. I mean, they, what was it? Was it White Lotus? Yeah, White Locust. They, like, like, I think they like to do, like, at least some big sort of twists like that. They might tie it to White Locust, like the White Locust equivalent of this season or something, though. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like either Drew, D, Camu, or maybe Barrett. Oh, what are we doing? I'm like, I was saying if they win, it's like I feel like they would have to win to be in the top 15, or at least like be like runner up or the Rob Goddess. It's like I feel like you have to be like really fucking good to be in the top 15 Big Brother at this point. But yeah, I mean, like, D, is she that different from a Chelsea if she goes on to win? Kamu, like, has like, I don't know what the ups like. It's like obviously Derek, but like not as good as Derek, but like that style of player. Barrett, I don't know if I really see it for Barrett, to be honest, but like, I don't know, maybe. Then Drew definitely has like kind of Dan Giesling 1.0 upside, I guess. Yeah. What was doing? Gene. Gene. So they were saying about Kelly Bruno. Who did I have Kelly Bruno with? With Brianna Varela. I think my instinct is to be a little bit higher than that, because Gene at least survived one more tribal than Kelly and Brianna did. So like I'm looking for someone that like survived two. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna move. Let's move this back at least. So I'm looking for someone that like probably survived two tribals, voted in the right side for at least one of them, that wasn't in a great spot. Maybe Figgy. Figgy, Jen Lanzetti. No, they got voted out their second tribal. But I guess to be fair, Figgy and like Jen Lanzetti were like more part of a core than Gene was. Katie, Val. Actually, I don't know. Looking at it, I kind of do see what I was going for of Gene, though I do agree with the like notion of the comment. Maybe Christina Kell to a degree. Yeah, it's like I feel like Figgy's not that good. He's gonna get Coin of Destiny. Wouldn't shock me at this point. Who'd be the mystery competitor? I would assume someone in LA. Probably not reusing Casey, obviously. Like if they're flying someone out, then yeah, it's Tucker, right? If they're not, actually, it could be Morgan. Yeah, I guess Morgan would make sense. Like that'll be the cheapest one to do, right? I think like she's the only comp piece I can think of right away that's like that lives in LA. So yeah, I think Morgan would be a good shout for that. Imagine it's Vince. That'd be fun. Yeah, Gene. Is there no... Well, okay, like, just even looking at people that even survived two tribals, there's really not that many that are here, are there? Actually, where's Jatia? She's, like, way down, right? Like, I know we moved her up quite a bit, but, like, she's still, like, fairly low, right? Oh, she's around here. But that is below Christina. Okay, so that's above Christina Cow. Or Christina Cow's above them. Maybe Kim Mullen? I guess like Kim Millen was supposed to be the second boot. You know, actually, I feel like maybe somewhere in this tier, I think I can do something like that. Because these are people that did end up surviving multiple tribals. I think the thing, well, I guess like too for Kim had Jeff as an ally. Yeah, I think maybe somewhere around there feels more appropriate. Or if it's Ozzy, would they do that? Did they specify? They didn't specify Big Brother, did they? They just said, remember what happened with Casey or whatever. So who knows? Now I guess the time capsule's never not pass. Yeah, dude, that is so lame. Generally, that is so lame that's the advantage there. Yeah, I'm thinking Jean one spot above Kim Mullen. Or maybe even above Laura Bonham. Laura Bonham survives more tribals, but also it's like it's not like she was in a particularly good spot. Like if they went to another tribe on the original tribe formation, like she probably goes there. Um, mm, yeah, whatever. I'll leave it as is. I don't feel too much about that. What was the other thing I need to move? I need to move these people up a tier or up one row. And yeah, everything else is fine. Okay. I mean, it's all costumes. It's like what Lord of the Latrine. It's the like Alex BB-19 camp thing where she has to make a camp like a tent or whatever. Like every time they make a noise. The Hamazon, like Fessie's thing of like him having to eat ham. What else was there? They're all like kind of lame outside of the unitard. Oh, yeah, Adam and Eve. Yeah, Adam and Eve was the other one. But yeah, it's just kind of whatever. I don't really like. Again, they don't affect the game, which is good. But I also like they don't really do too much either. Oh yeah, there was another comment, wasn't there? Kelly Goldsmith was one vote away from flipping a game. Cool. Because Brandon's a personal valid reason. I just feel like she should be around Brian Corden and Sean Cohen. All right, where did I have Kelly Goldsmith? I had her here. I think that's a fair point. What did I? So she's here. Like I think that's a fair point. I don't know what I want to do with that though. Because I could see that. I could see the fact that like Kelly. Yeah, it's like I mean, I think the problems I have with Kelly are still that I don't think her early game is like particularly good. But I do think you can fault her or you can like give her some grace for her elimination considering like it was kind of this more out of the game thing for Brandon that caused Kelly's elimination, where she like technically had it set up on like outside of that. Angry Jeff's getting his. I haven't looked at any reaction to that. I think Jeff will be. D said it's better winning Survivor. Very if he ever sees it. Again, will he ever see it? I can see. Okay, so I did have her with Brian Corden before, right? And maybe I do just move her back there. I guess that's not the worst thing. It is still spot because like Brian Corden's also someone that I don't think had like the greatest starting position either. So yeah, I think that's probably okay if we're gonna give her grace for that. Wait. Oh wait, I need to move this one too. That's what it is. Let's do Mitchell there, and then move all these down one. Move this down. And then above or below Brian, actually. Maybe I will give her above Brian. Because, like, at least she did get 4 people to vote, or 3 other people to vote with her in her boot round. Or, like, Brian wasn't able to ultimately keep, like, Gary and Amy with him. So, yeah. I think I'll do that. And then, moving off the list. We're literally at the halfway point. Thank fucking God. Yeah, it would be so funny if Jeff Probst ever ends up on Unlocked. I did see that God of War is coming out February, which I really hate. Like obviously I was expecting it. Like I was expecting it to be early 2027. But it does suck that it's coming. It comes out like 2 days before Persona 4 does. So that's kind of annoying. Which I'll probably play I'll probably buy both. I'll probably play Laufey first, I guess, because it comes out first and it's also shorter. But oh, it's kind of annoying. I mean, Jeff was asked about Suri and responded to it. He didn't like go on the show to talk about Suri or anything. I think technically Jeff Wilson's the actual middle. Jake Latimer's 1 spot above middle, thank God. But then again, also we're probably still gonna change some things. Yeah, because like even this tier, I don't feel that good about. So we'll see. And also, too fair, like last night I was just kind of too tired to even bother these people. I just kind of just like put them here, which like I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, but I haven't really thought really thought about the intricacies of it. Like they were all like running their original tribes until they end up having to quit, or like Anarchy got medevac, or fuck wait, Anarchy got screwed, and then Jeff quit, and then Jake got medevac. But they were all like in positions to run their tribes like before those things happened, and don't do much wrong to cause their elimination, like unlike not these people. What was the other tier? Where's the Silas tier? Whatever fuck that tier is. Like here. Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll probably look up vote counts for these people. So yeah, let's look up Benry. Everyone's favorite player, Benry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Survived 6 tribals. Actually has a decent record, but I guess like the Shannon votes one that like I don't know if I would want to give him credit for that. Like it's just for the sake of this, we will. Even though like this doesn't really matter, to be honest. Let's see. So is it 5 out of 6? Okay. Yep. Did the right thing there. Jay Byers, I think, has a clean record until his elimination at least, but like I don't think he goes that many. Actually, no. Does yeah, he does. He does. But anyway, he doesn't go to too many tribals though, right? Yeah, he only survives 4. It's 4 out of 4. How the fuck do I count Haley Ford? Do I bother to do both seasons? No, I don't. I think they'll be mixed soon after the ranking. Next big project after the ranking is 49 review. After 49 reviews, probably Panama. F5, maybe. Well, I mean, like, obviously there's BB20 and 51, but Just remove her from the list. Fucks the world apart there. Alright, so on this season, she has 3 out of 4 vote record. And then where's it? Game Changers. She has 4 out of 4. Yeah, okay. Kind of forgot she didn't go to tribal again after the Malcolm vote to her boot. I think for sake of this, I do add, because we're doing 2 seasons, I add her boot tribal, but then 4 out of 4, so 7 out of 9. BB7's happening after Panama. Like, it's Panama, then BB7, then Cook Islands. Again, when? Probably not until next year at this point, but it's happening eventually. We got 41. Tiffany's only, what, 2 out of 3? But that's not really, again, that's not, New Era's fucked, just because, like, there's not really much to say. Yeah, I could not tell you when fucking Tar 8 is happening. But eventually, maybe. Alright, then we got 44, 45, 46. I mean, yeah, obviously I'm going to bring that up. Who is it from 44? Kane. Fucking Kane. 1, 2. Okay, this is just a what the fuck is this? That is insane, actually. I just realized that. Kane doesn't vote out a single player? I never realized that until now. That's insane. Kane goes to 3 tribals. Both, like, 2 of them, the person he votes for plays an idol. And then the other time, he's splitting the vote into Jam Jam. That's insane. Again, like, it doesn't mean anything, genuinely, like, in terms of the list. But yeah, that is insane that he has a 0. Well, I mean, like, to be fair, I'll give him, like, half credit for the idols. But whatever. Yeah, that is the thing, yeah. The vote, there was a point where the vote was going on to him, right? But yeah, that's not, I'm not actually generally factoring in this vote record. I'm just doing it for the sake of, why not, I guess. Who's this? Kendra? She has 1, 2, 3, 4 tribals. Is on the right side for 2, so that's not particularly good. And then we have Hunter, who has a pretty bad record, right? I'll give him credit for this. 2 out of 4 also. Yeah. So, I think these New Era players do feel fairly reminiscent. I think Benry and Jay together does make sense as well. Like, I think within this tier, it does feel like Benry and Jay are together. Maybe I keep these together. I don't know. We'll see. And then I just don't know what to do with Haley Ford. Oh, yeah, she was at Luvu's tribal. Well, they think Kane will do on the traders. Probably like middle. I don't know. It's like I doubt he's gonna be picked as a trader. I also doubt he'll win as a faithful, but I don't think he'll like be an early boot necessarily. Plays outcome for 28 is Devon's going on White Locust. It's not impossible. Okay, so what do I want to do here? So Jay versus Benry. Genuinely, their games are actually very similar. Now I'm thinking about it. I think I'd give the edge to Jay. Because Benry was already on the outs by like the early merge, but like their like beginning of their games are actually like so similar. I actually kind of forgot about that. The fact that they were both like kind of originally tied to this like alpha bro that gets himself voted out first in like Shannon and Matt Quinlan. But then still end up like switching the side with the majority, and then like post swap they're like they get into a fairly decent spot, but then like Benry like loses like Benry ends up in a worse position post merge quicker than Jay does. Jay was at least in the majority during the swap, and so was Benry. But to be fair, like Benry's was like handed to him, where like Jay's was like more earned. Like Jay was like he got in with like Kim and Chelsea and them, where like Benry's was like he just got swapped with the majority of the young people. Actually, I don't think it was a majority, was it? I think they technically flipped over Jane, but it's not like Benry did any of the work for that. But yeah, I think Jay above Benry for sure. When it comes to these people, these new era players, it's kind of interesting. I think my gut is Kane is the worst, not because of the voting record. Actually, I don't know. Maybe Kendra the worst. Like Kane's early position, it's a tough one because like he gets screwed by Brandon's idle play and like Maddie going out. To where like after that he was like the next on the pecking order. So like he was not in a good spot for a lot of that pre-merge. But he also got like kind of unlucky to where like things just like really blew up for him. And he does like by the time the merge like get back in decent standing. Yeah, is able to like get the vote off of him, the split vote off of him. Like in comparison to Kendra, who's like better positioned early on, but also like loses Emily at the swap, and then like after that doesn't really do like too much of substance. Yeah, I'm leaning Kendra below Kane, but I think it is kind of close. Traders is filming end of next month, I think. Was that what it was? It's kind of soon. I think it was end of next month. By the way, also, what is actually going on in Big Brother today? Because I have not been actually paying attention to like what's been going on the feeds and everything. Like obviously, I know Devin's got the advantage, but like outside of that, like I just haven't really bothered looking into like what's been going on. Like I'm assuming it's still the same, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, Ty probably will do better this time around, right? I know the noms like at least I know what the noms were meant to be. I'm pretty sure like it was Mallory, Lala, actually wait no, what did I forgot about that. Actually no, I'm dumb. Yeah, I forgot Lyric went up instead of Jason. I did know that. I kind of forgot about that actually. So yeah, they're backdooring Jason now, which like sure. It worked for him, I guess. Angela and D don't trust Haley now. Yeah, I did see that. So Haley did what was it? There was something about the Lala Alliance, right? That happened. The Honor Society Alliance, didn't that like start to spread or something? It's Mallory, not Melody, right? For sure, Melody's like meant to be like lock safe. Oh yeah, she told Kamu. That's what it was. Yeah. And then it got back to Lala that she told Kamu, right? Anyway. Yeah, Hunter and Kendra, like thinking it through, I think their starting positions are similar. I actually think Hunter is slightly better starting position because I feel like he was actually like Tevin's ride or die. Like Kendra was even like, because like I think the Tevin equivalent is Kelly, and I don't feel like Kelly's ride or die at the beginning was Brando, like not Kendra. So I feel like starting position, I would say Hunter has like a slight edge, though he doesn't end up going to any tribals early on. Post merge, he is part of the Six Alliance, but also like it doesn't do anything. Like it crumbles right away. But yeah, I think I'll give the edge to. I give the edge to Hunter over Kendra at least. And then Kane, I'm not sure. Do I go below? Maybe I just go below for Kane. In the Six kind of alliance of luck-based aspects? Kind of, but I think it also shows him like he's a type player that will be pulled into an alliance though. And he still did have a good relationship with Q. Like obviously how exactly it formed was luck based, and the fact that it was obviously formed out of the journey. But like I feel like those sort of players would have came together anyway at the merge. Like that was Q's plan anyway. Surprised Melody didn't go up. Kamu and Melody are good, right? Especially because they're all like connected through Drew and everything. Chat BCC is actually hell. Makes sense. But yeah, it looks like Melody should be lock safe this week, right? Let's see. Okay. I think I'm gonna go like I don't know, like Kane versus Hunter. It's like my gut instinct is Hunter's better. But I think in terms of like actual play, Kane plays better. Yeah, I think that's fair to say. I think Kane plays more optimally, but he's also in a worse position for more of the game. But I think I will give the edge to Kane. I think Cliff Hogg could win on a return. Probably not, especially at this point, right? How is Cliff Hogg now? He's like 60 something, isn't he? Is this Ollie says she's friend zoning Drew? Comment says that's better than brother zoning. Yeah, sure. Okay. We'll see if that lasts. In his ageist era, I mean, like the oldest Big Brother was like 45. And I don't think that's changing this season. Yeah, let's see. All right, Tiffany Seeley. What am I doing, Tiffany Seeley? Tiffany is one where like she starts off in a pretty good position. Post merge, she doesn't really have much of anything. I think I lean towards her at the bottom. I think she probably has like less. Like I don't think she necessarily does anything wrong to cause her to be on the bottom in the post merge, but like at least with like Kendra and like Hunter and even Kane, like they at least had something going on in the post merge. Like Tiffany Seeley just doesn't. So yeah. Now what am I doing with these? When's the last time someone over 30 won Big Brother? It's been a while, right? Like because what, like Ash was like 25, Chelsea's what, like 27. Jag was what, like 25. Taylor was like 28 or something, 27 maybe. I know she's my age or like a little bit older than me, so it's like now she's like 30 something, but like at the time she's probably like what, like 28 or something. Yeah, I think Cody might have been 30. If not, he was like close. Um, like Xavier's also my age, which like I think that's like Xavier's someone that like how the fuck was Xavier only like 20 something when he was on Big Brother? Like if you like showed me like Xavier, I'd be like, this guy's like at least like 35. um, but either way, yeah. Then what? Jackson, Casey. Was Casey 30? I feel like Casey might have been 30. If not, she was like very close. Then yeah, what? Josh wasn't. Nicole wasn't. Steve wasn't. Then yeah, Derek. It would be Derek at that point. Again, I'm already old for Big Brother. Chloe was 23 on BB16. Yeah, something like that, right? Okay. So I'm debating what to do with this tier. I think is the first thing I think I need to get sorted. Like, because I feel like these players feel more in line with this. Like I feel like Gretchen. Because I feel like Tiffany feels like an extension of the Gretchen sort of grouping. Yeah, Casey was 30. Yeah. I felt like I remembered she was like 30 exact. Barrett mentioned the Diamond Power Veto to D and Devin today. I mean, to be fair, that's like the most like noted advantage. But yeah. Yeah, it's like I think Haley's gonna move down. I don't know if she's gonna go all the way to Jen, but she's gonna go down. Yeah, not really sure where. Like, I feel like she's better than Tori Meehan. Like, where's Jen at this point? Like, Jenna moved down quite a bit, right? Yeah, she's like all the way down here. It's like, I don't feel like Haley's going to be that far down. Like, she has 2 mid runs of the show. So it's like she's like a Tori Meehan that did it twice to a degree. Not exactly, I guess, but maybe like around that Russ Swan level, maybe? I don't know. Game Changers was really bad. I don't think it was that bad. Like, I think her, like, I don't know. I think it's a spot where, like, she didn't have much going for her to begin with. It's like, I don't know. I think her, like, starting position, she's in the majority there. She, like, at the swap, it's like she's surviving over Caleb, but too fair. I guess that's, like, again, the Caleb tie thing. It's whatever. I guess it's like you could argue that she was, like, meant to go during the Malcolm tribal if that had been, like, a normal round. Haley at least ended up running her original. Yeah, it's like I feel like Haley's like Worlds Apart appearance is also like pretty decent. Or it's like she's like at least in the majority for entire pre-merge, and it's not like a Jen situation where like she was almost sniped out of the game in the first round. And also she didn't quit. And then yeah, it's like I feel like Game Changer is just one where like I just don't think she had like much room to maneuver there. Because like really after the swap, like after the, it was like she had like yeah, it's like after the swap at that point, it's like her original tribe was already like down in numbers and everything. She was always like swapped into a bad spot, and then like by the time the merge, like there was only what like 4 people from her original tribe left. And And like, yeah, obviously, like she loses the battle in terms of like her versus Michaela, but like, I don't think it's like it's not that bad of a run. Like all things considered. But I am moving her lower though. Is there an argument that these players are lower? I think okay. So like, part of me kind of wants to move these players like down a smidge, but also I don't. I think the thing that would bother me is if Hunter is below Tevin. So I think that's kind of what's stopping me from doing that. But I do think Gretchen and Tevin were like actually like decision makers in their original groups. Which is something to give them credit for. But also they were actually, I guess they're pretty different actually in terms of like how much influence they were able to display. But yeah, I'm not sure what to do with these people either. I think that's so like I think Jay and Benry actually no, even that's kind of weird, isn't it? Because like Benry versus like Dave Johnson. It's like it's kind of a little all over the place. Like I can because like I think the problem I have with Benry is that Benry never really had like a home. Like there's never really like a good like long-term possession for Benry. Where like at least there's a world where like Dave and Cole do, but also Benry goes to more tribals. Benry at least feels like a more fluid player. Has Tevin's time past the Return Survivor? Probably, but not like guaranteed. It just really depends on how much Jeff loves him. Where like Troyzan like came back 10 seasons later for Game Changers, so it's like you never know with Tevin. Like it really depends on like how much Jeff love him. Henry was homeless on Survivor, yeah. But like he was never in like that bad of a spot though. Well, actually, I say never. He was not in that bad of a spot for like the early game. It's like he never like had like a real group, but he also wasn't in danger. I don't know. I feel like he's better than Purple Kelly though. He's better than Dan Lembo, I would say. Then again, actually, generally with the current criteria, you could argue Dan Lembo's better, but I still think I want to keep him up here. I think a thing also the factor is that he was like benefited from the double quit, but actually that doesn't really factor too much here in terms of this ranking. How much credit do I give Gretchen and Tevin? Like, do I just wait? Let me see something else. Where's the next tier of pre-mergers at? It's like here. I feel like these players might move down. Is something we're gonna do also. Yeah, because I think what I'm currently feeling is like these are kind of the like messy dominant early players. These are like the post or the pre-merge like kind of screwed over like dominant players that didn't do that much wrong. where is Alina? Yeah, we didn't go through Alina yet, did we? Where the fuck is Alina? Wait, where the fuck is Alina? Wait, did we go through Alina already? And I just don't remember. Where the fuck is Alina? Okay, wait, let me look this up. Oh wait, no, fuck. Where the fuck's the dirt squirrel? Oh no, we did go through Alina already. Okay. I generally have no memory of this. I have no memory of me talking about Alina. Okay, cool. There's no fucking way Alina should be this high if we haven't gone through her yet. What is this? Drew Barrett beef. What is this? Oh, yeah, I can't wait. Dude, I can't wait for Drew and Barrett to be the ones feuding in the postseason. Yeah, what was I getting at? I think I'm leaning towards putting all the people that we have up here except for Haley Ford up here. Maybe. Maybe I'm not thinking that anymore. I don't know. Okay, I think at least Benry and Jay, I think, are at least here. Like, I think they were in enough situations where they were not in a bad spot, along with also going to enough tribals, to where I feel like they kind of supersede the players that only went to a few tribals, but had, like, a lot of control during those. So I feel like this is, like, kind of the start of a new, like, grouping to a degree. So I think they're here. This is kind of a weird one. And again, I just feel like New Era becomes difficult to kind of, like, combine with other, just because it's like obviously these players place in a similar placement to these players, but like they go through just so much less game. My review 49 and Nate vote off would be my favorite, as it's the only vote where it's on the wrong side of the vote. Yeah. No, my favorite would be the final 4 round, because I obviously love fire making challenges. So I'll love the final 4 round because it's a fire making challenge for no other reason. Tiffany's kind of, I don't know. Am I putting Tiffany too high? I feel like that's one's kind of like sticking out to me, just because like she just like fumbles right at the merge. And it's like, I don't know how much wrong she necessarily does, but should she be that much higher than a Gretchen? I think is kind of my thing. Yeah, to be honest, the more I think about it, I think maybe Haley is good enough to be here. Maybe I do just keep her here. Because, like, generally it's like her first appearance is, like, on the level of these people. So, like, if we're just saying even if we're saying her second appearance is, like, not that good, it's like, I think her first appearance is actually, like, good enough to be, like, amongst here. I mean, like, her first appearance, it is this, right? Like, in terms of first appearance. Like, Haley is like a better Tiffany, where Haley's essentially a Tiffany that wasn't in danger early on. The survivors go back. Go back Redemption Island placements. What do I mean? I think the placements they use there are like the final placements for Redemption. So it's like Matt Cheese will be like 7th place or something. Or is it 6th place? Yeah, he's 6th place, isn't he? That's kind of fucked. But yeah. I think there's that much of a difference between Jen and Haley. I think there should. I mean, like, I think it's fine to have it, because like Haley plays twice, and also Jen almost was the first boot. And also generally, I think Jen is like actually a worse player than Haley in the sense that like I feel like there's like more like social fumbles you can call out with Jen than Haley. So I don't know. I feel like that's fine. Personally. I think I'm leaning towards something like this. Like Haley and Tiffany here at least. But like below this tier, but above these. And I'm debating on what to do with this still. Let me think of Kendra's position. And generally, actually, Kendra also isn't in that good of a position. But I guess, like, to give credit to Kendra, she survives, what, 2 post-merge votes? I think Cedric's a tad different, but we'll get to it when we get to Cedric. He's coming up there. Yeah, you know what? Actually, fuck it. I think I was kind of right on Haley Ford to begin with. um... Oh, maybe it's something like this. Does that move Benry too high though? Should Benry really be that high? I mean, like again, Benry does go to like I think he has shown to be a flexible player and like is in not in danger in his original tribe, ends up being in the majority in the swap tribe, and then post merge he's like in and out. But I'll say I just learned that like they can't see Julie when they're voting. Yeah, I know. It makes like it's very awkward to think about, right? The fact that like because I think you think that they're literally looking at a screen that Julie's right there, but no, like there's nothing in front of them. I mean, there's a camera, but like, but yeah, it's not like they're actually like seeing anything. They're just hearing her voice. But yeah, what am I doing? Yeah, I know. What should I do then? Yeah, that makes it really more. They keep on complimenting her looks when like they can't even see her. Maybe it's just Tiffany I leave here. And I think we'll probably do some readjusting with some of these people, but like I think the thing that I'm feeling is that like I think Tiffany should be with these players because it's not like Tiffany like ever has any traction in the post merge. It's like it feels like she's like just a step above Gretchen considering she survives the actually no, didn't she have immunity? She had immunity during that round, didn't she? The Evie Boot Tribal. Or the Sydney Boot Tribal. I think she might be lower then, genuinely. I mean, but it's like I guess like to be fair, would she have been voted out? I guess she could have, to be honest. She would have been an option, right? Yeah, I know they see her on the TV before they vote, but it's still weird to talk about how like good she looks when they're not seeing her at the time that they're talking about how good she looks. But again, even if her Game Changers game isn't that good, it's still her surviving to the merge twice. So like, I still think it's something to like kind of boost her consistency at least. With Haley Ford. I'm feeling this. Yeah. Generally, if anything, maybe even lower. Maybe like here, actually. Yeah, she doesn't survive a single post-merge tribal without immunity. And it's like, on a lot of seasons, she's probably just in danger early on. It's not like she was like, even then, it's not even like she was like the ride or die to Evie. Like, that was more Liana. So I feel like that would be like the Cole Dave level. Maybe she's here, actually. Or maybe Julie Wolf? Again, Julie Wolf at least went to more tribals, but yeah, like I think she's closer to that, genuinely. It's like, to a degree, it's impressive that she was like, because like she was in a pretty good spot pre-merge, despite being like a physical liability. I think that's kind of like impressive. But ultimately, again, like it's not like she's able to really do anything in the post-merge. I think she's in this tier. I think she's in this tier, and I'm not even sure if she's above Julie and Penny. I think I will go above. I think it's kind of close. I think like Julie like picks a fight with like Philip and all that sort of stuff. Like Penny was like, again, like had a hostile relationship with Sheehan and whatnot. It's like, I feel like Tiffany does less wrong in that sort of sense. But yeah, I think Tiffany probably should be down here though. How they accommodate the voting for Matt? Oh, we're talking about Matt. Matt BB25. I don't know actually. I really don't know. Taylor's trying to do her strategy, is she? How do I even say your name? I just realized I've never said your name before in my entire life. OM6 is the goat? Or 0M6? Yeah, either way. Yeah, I'm here. All right, yeah. What am I at now? I am. Okay. Yeah, I watched Unlocked. But yeah, that was a pretty surreal moment to have Taryn actually be mentioned on the show. By the way, I've been here for an hour and I think I've only ranked, what, 6 people? Not even that. Like, we haven't even finished one tier yet, so that's fantastic. Yeah, over an hour already. Whatever. Average stream, pretty much. Haley Ford, Kane. Yeah, I really don't know what to do with these people. It's like because there's just like not much like there's not much there is like the issue, but like it's not really like their fault, I guess. But it's like it's more just like the new era makes it so they just go to so few tribals. It's just like so much more like luck based situations with them. I maybe I do still put him here. Maybe I go by the logic I was saying earlier that I think this becomes like kind of a break-off point between people that at least did survive the initial rounds after the merge. I think I have a problem. I've always had a fucking problem. Haley is a bottom confirm. What the fuck is this?
On camera directly behind me.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, but it's not getting my. It's not in my butthole. So the side of my butt.
Haley.
It's not in my butthole.
Oh.
That is a thing. What if I?
Haley.
What would? Could I use this in the video in some way? Like, how would I use that in my BB-28 review? I can't think of a way right away, but that would be very funny. If they were on Big Brother, what do I think their flaws would be? Who are we talking about? Like if who were on Big Brother? Oh, the 4? I mean, I think all of them would actually do pretty well in Big Brother. Yeah, generally, I think all 4 of these people would do good at Big Brother. Like in different ways, obviously. Like Hunter would be like the, like kind of like comp beast sort of guy. Like Kendra, I think could be like, I guess Kendra has like potential to be like Elisa, but she's probably more sociable than that though. So she'll probably be, you know. Kane could be like a Barrett type. And Haley's just like most women on Big Brother. I think the thing that's in my head right now is like, what is the difference between these people and these people? I think that's the thing I have to settle on right now. Because genuinely, like, part of me kind of wants to go this below, but I don't feel like that makes like it doesn't make full sense. And also, like, again, it still bothers me to have Hunter below Tevin. So Drew flips. Can he still win? Wise man said flippers never win because Dan Foley's always correct. I think I'm gonna go with the logic I had before. Which is to put these people here. Because I think it's like with these. Well, actually, I don't know. I guess like Dave and Cole are a little bit different. Like Cole, Scott and Jamie, I can see being this low because of their like complete lack of win equity. Dave and Cole are not necessarily the same as that. I mean, Cole, to be fair, I guess Cole does struggle with the jury vote, but like Dave doesn't necessarily. But I guess all of these people are like out of the majority fairly early on, right? Like Cole's out of the majority right away at the merge. Dave is. Jamie isn't. Like he technically survives 2 votes, but he's also like not well, like I mean, like I think Jamie's someone that like should still be below these people. And then Scott, yeah, was also flipped on by the time the Nick vote. So like these people at least like were in majority groups in the post merge at a point. So I think that's the credit to give them. I guess first so was Tevin. But also Tevin's Tevin. Whatever that means. Generally, the more I'm looking at, I kind of feel like Jamie should be higher. Because Jamie didn't get flipped on right away. At least that's something. Like I feel like Scott being here is still fine. I guess too for Tevin to get flipped on right away. You know, fuck it. I'll leave it as this. I think I'll leave that, and then do I stick with Kane, Hunter, Kendra below? I think I do. Yeah, I think I will. So I think we'll put them here. And then we'll go, where did they land? Like here. And that. Or shouldn't they be here? Okay, so that's, and then where's Haley Ford? I think is the current question. Okay. Yeah, Haley Ford. Yeah, I watched Unlocked. I also watched the eviction episode earlier today. I also recorded my second week ranking today, and I finished editing the Hall of Fame video. So let me see. So Haley Ford starts off in the majority. And they almost like lost that vote because of the plurality, but still they get through and she wasn't the target. Gets swapped in a spot where they win over Mama C. And in the post merge, they're just down in numbers. But still, like a fairly, like a decent pre-merge game. Second season, pre-swap is pretty decent. Like not anything too special. Like I actually feel like I'm generally her Worlds Apart games just better all around. But like still, like okay spot. Original Tribe gets swapped to a bad spot, but survives over Caleb. And then, yeah, eventually is taken out at the merge. From what I understand, I think she was supposed to be in a good spot in the swap, right? If I remember right. The second swap, I should clarify. I'm trying to remember the tribe breakdown there. Or maybe I'm thinking of Aubrey. I think I might be thinking of Aubrey. Aubrey's the one that bonded with Brad Culpepper during the swap, right? Anyway. Haley's 30 game compares to Nate. Nate more, are we saying? Yeah, I assume Nate Moore, right? Over Nate Gonzalez. Which, yeah. If anything, actually, I kind of feel like Haley's better positioned than Nate. Where, like, Haley's more in the Savannah position. While Nate's more of, like, the Joe, I guess. To a degree. I think it's, like, essentially, I think it's a spot where, like, Nate was like kind of the bottom of the majority. Even though he had influence, Haley was someone that was like more in the center of the majority. But again, it's not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. I think I'm feeling this. Like, I think in the debate between Jay and Benry, I think Jay... Like, I think with this, it comes down to, like, how much credit do I give to her for doing it twice? I think is the... Like, the deciding factor. If I give her a lot of credit for doing it twice, I think she's here. If I don't, then I think she's probably here. Because I think if we're just going on her first appearance, Jay and Benry are better. But her second appearance is like worse, but she played, like, she got to merge twice. So, like, that's something, I guess. Nate would never not ask Jawan to skinny dip with him and Rizzo. That is true. Nate would for sure want a skinny dip with Jawan. Why did he take out Haley over Jen? I think it was just an idol thing at that point, wasn't it? It was just like, who is least likely to have an idol played on them? I don't think it was really like a major thing of like one's the bigger threat over the other or anything. I think it was just like, yeah, how do we avoid an idol? Or do I just go below this even? No, I think Haley is better than Kendra. Yeah, I think Haley is better than these people. I think I'm going to do this. I think this is what I'm kind of settling on. And I feel like Haley's probably, like, just kind of on her own for now. So there we go. Thank God I ranked 7 people. Just double checking. I did rank 7 people, right? Yeah, okay, there's no gaps. So, yeah. I ranked 7 people in an hour and 17 minutes. Nate Moore's coming up pretty soon. He's in the Cedric tier, if I remember right, which he might move down a little bit. Yeah, all right. Now we're at... Oh, wait, fuck. Then we're at this tier. The Elaine, Franny, Caleb tier, which I remember the rationale for this. They might... I don't know what I'm doing with them, actually. They might even be separated for all I know. But I think the concept behind it was, like... these players obviously, like, just had too big of a threat level to get anywhere close to the end. I feel like based on the current criteria... Actually, no, Caleb might... I guess Caleb has a good early stretch. So maybe he will stay here. I don't know. We'll see. So we got Caleb, Franny, and Elaine. Caleb has a 2-3 record, I guess. Wait, 2-3? Oh, yeah, but Hannah. Well, I guess 3-4 because of the Hannah. But again, it's another one of these spots where, like, I don't think that really matters. Like, the voting record probably doesn't matter for Caleb. Franny has a 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I can only give her credit for 2, right? For Caleb, or for Claire and Josh, and even Claire's like, I'll give her credit for that. But this is like, she gets saved by an idol. She had immunity during this round also, and she's still, like, voting for Jamie. Actually, no, wasn't the Jamie was a split vote, wasn't it? I think. Either way. It's still kind of a rocky game. Yeah, I think I'll only give her 2. Cool. That's not the number I meant to hit at all. And then Elaine. Elaine goes to way more tribals, but let's see. Elaine goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Survives 10 tribals. Is in the majority for 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to give her credit for the Jason vote. 4, 5 because that was a split. 6. I'll give her credit for that. 7. Oh wait, no, this is only 9 tribals then. 1, 2. Isn't it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Yeah, okay, that's 9. Is it 8 out of 9 though? It's pretty good actually. Yeah, so she has an 8 out of 9 record. So that's pretty decent. See, I'm feeling Caleb and Franny together still makes sense. I think Elaine might be someone that gets possibly bumped up a little bit here. Especially under the notion that she likely wasn't going to be booted here had things went normally. Because, like, yeah, the way the edit shows is that she was in danger here. It turns out the reality is that they were going to vote for Aaron had she not had the advantage. So it's like, yeah, I think Elaine's someone I'm looking at least being in this brand enhanced sort of tier. So yeah, I think Elaine's up there now. Let's put her there for now. Yeah, Franny and Caleb. I think. Where should they be? So like, Caleb. So one, I'm actually leaning Caleb over Franny at this point. Particularly because I feel like Caleb's early game and him picking up Emily is pretty good work. I guess like also you can criticize the fact that he is like flipped on by Sabaya and Sean so early on. But still, it had to be like 3 rounds to get to that point. Did Franny have a more stable game? Like, I don't know if she did. Like, Franny's game posts what Josh vote out is a mess. Like Caleb's at least like going to more tribals early on. Like Franny's someone that's like she votes out Claire, but like that's one where and there was like Matt losing his vote and I don't know, like she doesn't get her way, but it's like I don't know how much to falter for it. But yeah, like once she gets to merge, like yeah, she votes out Josh. Then after that, it's like she loses Matt, which is obviously bad luck. But even then, it's not like they were like poised to. Like I think eventually it would have been targeted anyway. But she's targeted right after that. Has to have Danny play the idol on her, which she didn't even know was gonna happen. After that, it's like she wins immunity there. If she doesn't win immunity, she's very likely in a lot of danger. I guess to be fair, I guess it's like she's able to win immunities. Like that's something that like Caleb wasn't able to do. Because like at least there's a spot where like Franny was able to stay a few more rounds than Caleb after they lose control. But also I feel like Caleb's picking up of Emily is like the best thing either of them have going for him. But I guess the fact that he needed that relationship by the end is also a criticism. So, yeah. I'll go Franny above Caleb. The question is, where are they now? And I think my... Wait, why the... Okay, I put Haley in the wrong thing. I think my gut is to go this. Yeah, it's like I feel like both of these players had like more stable elements of their like later games. Where like Franny and Caleb are in a lot of danger. Finally even like Haley Ford above. Actually no, I guess that's debatable. I think this is one of those situations where like I feel like the Haley Ford debate is like it comes down to like do I give her credit for making the merge twice? Yeah, I'm thinking that they're like these two are kind of just like a more glorified version of this. Yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm settling. Is this like I just think they're like a slightly better version of the Kayn, Kendra, Hunter tier. Um, Generally, there's an argument Hunter is in that tier. What is the difference between Hunter and Caleb and Franny? Like, is there that much of a difference? I think Hunter's in that tier. Because like I think the criticism is like for Kendra and Kayn is that they're out of the majority at parts in the pre-merge. Hunter's not that. And then Hunter's also like kind of in this issue of like he's too big of a threat, but even then he's not being targeted right away. So yeah, I kind of feel like Hunter probably should be in this tier. I think I lean towards the top too. No, it should be closer to Franny. Yeah, we'll deal with that in a second. Yeah, all right. Now we have this big fucking tier of random people. Yeah. So Elaine is someone that we reassessed. Katie is someone we reassessed, and Brandon is someone we reassessed. Sure, let's do. I don't need these anymore. We'll do. Move these here. Move that there. Move this here. And then we'll deal with all these other people. So we got Rebecca and Nate Gonzalez. I guess I'll look up their voting records. What are the other seasons? Frosty. Okay, so we got 43. Frosty. Ghost Island, and there was another season. San Juan del Sur. All right, so we got what? Nate and Rebecca. Rebecca Borman, my favorite. Rebecca Borman has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tribals she survives, is in the majority for all of them. Is that something? Nate has 1, 2, 3. I'll give him credit for this one. He was going to be in the majority. I mean, he was going to, whatever, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 tribals, though, only is in the majority for 4, I think. 1, 2, 3. No, and I'm, well, yeah, I'll give him 4 for this. Yeah, 4 out of 7. No, not 6, 7. 4 out of 7. All right, so that's that. We have Noelle, who goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Is in the majority for 1. She was on the outs for this, right? I forgot what happened with this. Why'd she vote for Cassidy? Yeah, because she was with the Owen group, right? I already lost. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then she was in the majority for 1, 2, 3. That's pretty bad. Oh, fuck off. Okay. Okay, let's move these here. Keep that there, and then we'll move now here. All right. Then we have China. We have Frosty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think has a perfect voting record for that's worth. Yeah, 6 out of 6 for Frosty. Then we got Ghost Island. So we have what? Jenna and Libby? Were those two? Yeah, Jenna and Libby. Libby has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And has a perfect kind of vote split. So yeah, 5 out of 5 technically for Libby. Jenna, cool. Jenna has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tribals. Wait, 7 tribals. So 1. I don't know how to consider that. I guess she's voting with the majority. I don't know. Like, but this is actually a 6-7 record. And then we have Alec and West Nail. So West Nail has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I don't know what to do with this. I'm not gonna bother. But yeah, 5, and then is in the majority for 3. Yeah. So 3 out of 5 for Wes, and then Alec has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Jen was gunning for Donathan when she knew he had an idol. Yeah. But also it's like who else is she gonna go after in that spot? I guess actually no. I guess like the criticism is that she should have worked with Donathan to use his idol, right? Like that's the criticism. Yeah. What was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he's in the majority for no, 5. 5 out of 7. Okay. Okay, fuck off. I hate that. Auto colors. Anyway, all right. All right, so how am I breaking down this tier? I think Noelle is moving closer to these players. I think it's something that's sticking out to me. I kind of see what I was going for here. These being kind of like players that just like to a degree end up on the wrong side. I guess not necessarily. I feel like Elaine. So like I feel like Elaine probably is with Brandon Hance. What a compliment. And maybe Katie's in that level too. Like they end up going to like a good chunk of tribals. Then I feel like Frosty is probably closer to a Rebecca Borman to a degree. Or maybe Frosty is with these people. I feel like Nate might end up moving down. We'll see, I guess. Okay. So, yeah, it's like I don't think Katie's like a 1-for-1 there for sure. But yeah, all right. So like Noelle's on, I think, is moving down. Like, is Noelle even like Noelle? I think the credit to Noelle is that she ultimately like goes to a decent chunk of tribals where she's obviously not voted out and is in a target. Like she's really not targeted at all until her boot round. Which is kind of impressive to a degree. So like in comparison to Haley, like obviously like Noelle makes it past the point where Haley's able to, right? Like because like even though Noelle's on the bottom in the post merge, like she's never targeted right away. Where like Haley's been to the merge twice now and was targeted right away. So like I kind of see Noelle, like I feel like Noelle maybe is like more of a Benry style player, of like a player that like was never really that like secured in the game, but like was still pretty fluid, was able to find like new allies here and there. Yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm landing at that. And I think it actually Jay Byers might be slightly above tier wise. But yeah, I think Noelle being with Benry kind of makes sense to me. Benry's voting in the majority more than Noelle. I would say Noelle had more of a like end game path to a degree. And like Benry was actually legitimately in the majority more. We see Jeff do something. Jeff like switch, like Kim was gonna get voted out over Ashley. Jeff switches the vote there, and obviously Ashley quit, and that like affected that. But like we still do see like Jeff put in work to save Kim. Wait, no, I mean to do the opposite, aren't I? Yeah, I'm doing the opposite. I'm doing this. Yeah. I think I'm doing Noelle below Benry. Okay. Then we got who else should move down? Like I think Nate is someone that probably should be closer to that Benry mold. Also, I think for Nate, it's like kind of impressive that he is able to like survive as long as he does. Like obviously he goes to like a lot of premium tribals, but he's also someone that's just like not really that like well insulated. Like he's good socially, where like obviously like Adam likes him and like that entire like party, like that the white people like him. But yeah, he's never really like that like he's not really involved in much. Like even when like Jenny goes home, he's blindsided there. So yeah, I think Jay is better. And then Nate is like above or below Benry. Actually, really even like above or below. Like I think he's in this tier with like Benry and Noelle. I think I'm leaning Benry above. Like Benry spends more time in the majority. I mean, Nate, like, I mean, the bottle twist in terms of Nate, it's like he gets screwed out of not making like Final Four, I guess. It's like I don't know, it's not like he was in a good position like either way. But like he gets screwed as in like he's the immediate like fall for it, I guess. Or like definitely Jenny is, but like but it's not like I don't think Nate is like and even the thing with Nate also is that like I don't even think Nate wins a jury vote. Like Nate also like kind of struggles to win at the end. I am thinking Benrio over him at least. Noel. I actually feel like him and Noel is like kind of like it's pretty comparable, especially in terms of early game. I think Noel has a like stronger end game stretch, but like Nate gets more like arguably screwed. Um I think I'm going Nate below. I think is what my gut's telling me. Um yeah. And then what am I doing with the rest? It's like these were all people that were kind of on the wrong side of a Pagong to a degree. I guess like there's a bit of a difference. Like I think like Libby and Jenna and Frosty are probably more like screwed, while like Alec and Wes are not necessarily that. I think Katie should also be dropped off by now. Brandon and Elaine, I'm not sure what to do with. Rebecca Borman also, I'm not really sure what to do with. Let's see. So I think Jay is probably more in the ballpark of like Frosty. Like I think that feels kind of comparable. Actually, generally, that's like actually very comparable now I'm thinking about it. Of like people that were like technically on the bottom, but like did have inroads with what was the majority and thought that they were with them at a point, but eventually get taken out as like this like big threat that, like when the like the real majority ends up sticking together. I think like so Frosty goes to more tribals, and that's like maybe an edge for him. I feel like Jay is actually a player I feel like has more potential, genuinely. But I feel like based on the criteria of the list that we've been using, I think Frosty is above. So yeah, I think we're doing this. And again, I'm not saying that Frosty is like above or below these people. We're still dealing with these people. I don't know what to do with Rebecca Borman. Like, I just generally don't know. Like, she plays like a fine like game, all things considered. Like she eventually gets voted out due to physical strength. She's like in the initial majority of the black tribe. She also like is it with all the women that flip against JP. And she's able to survive all the way to like, you know what, 3 more tribals later or whatever. Like it's not bad, but it's also not like good. I don't know. It's like it's not. I don't know. It's like credit to her for surviving as long as she does, and there were like points where she had influence, but it's not like there was much like long-term potential. I think is like kind of the better like assessment of it. Like I feel like her placement here probably is okay though, genuinely. Let's deal with it's like I feel like my instinct is that Alec and Wes are worse than these two. Is that actually the case? Maybe not with I mean I guess like I feel like they're probably better than Benry. Like Alec and Wes. Not sure actually. Like so like Alec and Wes had more like I think they had more of like an actual alliance than like Benry did, where Benry always just kind of felt like this like floater in the game. Like Alec and Wes like at least actually did have like the alliance of Josh, and then like had like Keith with them and whatnot, and like Reed, like they actually had like a real alliance, but like I'm not sure that's necessarily better. I guess like too for like Wes also gets like out of the game. Alec gets taken out due to a weird circumstance also. Like Benry, if anything, was like benefited due to weird circumstances with the double quit. Um Then what? If I compare them to like Frosty and Jay, I think Frosty actually generally like maybe there's an argument for Alec, considering Alec actually kind of got in with John by the end. Like so you can like argue that he's like part of this like grouping of like people that got in with the majority at a point where like Alec not as much, or not Alec, West not as much, but like I guess like also like it's kind of like unfair to West considering he gets screwed by like Keith being in the game with him, so they became like a bigger target because of that. But yeah, I think I'm settling on Wes here with Benry. And I think they're a separate tier. And then like Alec, I'm considering more probably in this tier, potentially. I'm trying to remember the two votes that he was on the outs for. Alec. He was on the outs for the Jeremy vote and also the Josh vote, right? Yeah, it's like I kind of want to go Alec above them. Interesting how the last time a primary target stayed over the secondary target without the use of an idol was the Alec vote. It's really been that long. So like that would be like the last time like a vote split went wrong, right? Would be what that case would have to be. Like a vote split went wrong without the usage of any semblance of an idol. Yeah, it's kind of wild it's been that long. Yeah, I think my instinct is to have Alec above them. It's like to have Alec here. Considering like he is like actually kind of a fluid player. It's like I think it's like one of these cases where like genuinely I feel the worst about Alec of these three. Like I think if I'm ranking these three players on like potential, I think it's Jay, Frosty, Alec. But the game we saw from Alec is probably the best of the three. And we do see him like again, get in with John and Jacqueline. It's like it's a spot where like we see his game be more effective, even though I think he's probably a worse player. But either way, I think he's at least in this tier. And then Jenna and Libby. What am I doing, Jenna and Libby? So Jenna and Libby. Libby, I think I'm leaning more towards the West Nail side of things. And the fact that they were in a good spot early on. I guess too fair to Libby, like she has a better like post, or at least she is able to demonstrate more in the post swap phase of the game, but like both get idled out. Libby didn't have as much of a backing around her by her elimination, but also it's like Malolo was just so screwed by that point. By the way, also something's wrong here. These are too high. I'm also like trying to make sure I'm not like contradicting too much here. Because like what is the difference between Libby and Jenna and these players? I think is probably a thing I need to consider. Like why are Dave and Cole that low? In comparison to Jenna, Libby, and like even like Alec, Frosty, J. Well, I guess like too for Alec, Frosty, J, I think, yeah, I think that's actually maybe a little bit different. Just because like they were able to get in with the majority despite being in the minority. But definitely in comparison to like Wes and Ben, actually I guess that's different too. Got swap screw, I guess. They also go to more tribals for whatever that's worth. Yeah, whatever. I don't think it's that big of a deal either way. Yeah, like Libby's just a bit weird. Like Libby is someone that like I think Jenna is someone that's like more actually like kind of okay but screwed. Like Libby is one I can really see going either way, where like I feel like Libby I could put like closer to these people. But she did still survive. Like she still was like she was part of the initial core of her original tribe, and then like she's still like able to like vote out Morgan. She's able to vote out Bradley. Wasn't Jenna gonna be the first boot? No. If Jenna was gonna be the first boot, she would have been the first boot. But she was in the majority. Like Jacob Derwin would have been the first boot if he was there. Is that a story? I've never heard that in my entire life. Like, wasn't Jenna was with like Stephanie and like Brendan and Libby and them. Brendan changed from Jenna to Stephanie. Why would it even be on Jenna to begin with? Even then, I'm still not really changing too much on that. It's still like a spot where like even then like that would have been her being screwed by like Jacob Derwin being like going to exile, and then like even after that it's like she's able to recover really well after that. It's like it's not really that big of a deal either way. Okay, so like I think with Wes and Benry, it is also slightly different in the sense that they weren't like in comparison to these, like Libby and Jenna like were just straight out outnumbered by the time to merge. Like Benry and Wes weren't necessarily. Like they technically had like a chance and they just didn't really like make the most of that. Jenna got in a relationship with Sebastian, so maybe we should move her down. Technically, that's something to move her up. And she was what Parvati wasn't. She got a relationship that kept her in the game, because that's clearly what Sebastian did, keeping her in the game. But yeah, I'm feeling, I think Jenna here. Like I think, like I'm leaning Jenna here. And I think the difference between her and these people is that these people were able to get into the majority at a point. Jenna wasn't. Jenna was just always on the bottom. Like, she wasn't really able to, like, get into any cracks or anything. Rick Devens equals Tom Green. Like, I assume you mean, like, Celebrity Big Brother run of Tom Green, not just Tom Green as a person. I don't know. Is that something? I generally don't know. By the way, also, we're like 2 hours in now, aren't we? Yeah, what the fuck? But like kind of, but not real. I don't know. Like, I can kind of see like some parallel, but not fully. Is Jenna that different from Anna Cates? I mean, Jenna wasn't like the main person running her original trial. Like, I feel like Brendan is more of the Anna Kate than Jenna is. Like, Jenna is more of like the Michelle in that spot, I feel like. Is Tom Green a piece of shit? I don't actually know. Like, I generally don't know, like, how Tom Green is outside the show. How long did Big Brother ranking take me? Not nearly this long. But to be fair, obviously I did it off stream to where I'm not like talking through every little thing, and also it's like I did not like I'm putting way more thought into this than the Big Brother ranking. Like with the Big Brother ranking, I like it was more so just like, yeah, I'll clump some people together, and then like there definitely wasn't a lot of like I don't know, like what do you call it? Like looking back at things and double checking. What's the positive for Jenna over Anna? I mean, the fact that she goes the 7 tribals and is in the majority for 6 of them. Like, she's still able to survive a swap screw. Yeah, I'm thinking her here. I think Jason's pitch to D to keep him will work or not. Jason's pitch to D, probably not. I think ultimately, like, it matters who's out in the block at the end, though. Like, if it's Jason versus Mallory, then, like, I think there's just outright a reason to keep Jason over Mallory. Couldn't care less about how many tribals Jenna survived. Well, I think you should, especially when it's like, again, there's a lot of like it's like especially like her staying over Stephanie. I think it's like that's legitimately good play for her. I don't know. And like her surviving over like Libby. It's like it could have been her, but it wasn't. And yeah, I feel like Libby's definitely worse. Issues Angela has a blind spot for Mallory. Yeah. Yeah, we talked about the Taylor win before. This is McCray tweet. that's something. Um, yeah, Libby, I forgot that Brandon and Elaine were there. Oh, I forgot about Katie Collins is still here. God damn it. What am I doing with Katie Collins? Maybe Jenna level, to be honest. Maybe that's the comparison. Like Katie was never really able to integrate herself within the majority, but was able to like survive for a decent while. Giving too much credit to people surviving pretty much tribals benefits. Like, I don't know. It's like to a degree not. I don't know. Like I think it depends on the situation. Because like with like Anna, we're talking about the Jenna Anna Kate thing. It's like, yeah, like if they went to every tribal, then like Anna survives 3 votes. But that's still way more than I mean, Jenna still does way more than that. Like Jenna goes to what, 3 of the first 4 tribals, right? Okay, 4. But again, it's still a spot where like I guess, but it's like, I don't know, it's not that big of a deal. And it's like, it's not even that much of the calculus in the grand scheme of things. It's more so like, it's not like a specific thing of like, oh, this person has 5, this person has 6. It's like, it's not really that. It's more so just like, this person like faces a lot more adversity and overcomes it. And also I think does a lot less wrong to be in the positions that they're in. At least in comparison to like more of these people. Yeah, I'm thinking Katie here with Jenna. It could be argued the other way because like Jenna is someone that like at least was in an initial majority. Was Anne do wrong? Nothing. But she also has nothing good either. It's like there's nothing to say about. Like it's like generally it's like she was in a good spot, but it's all hypothetical. It's like I can't put fucking Anna at like number 10. Like just because she does nothing wrong. It's like she has to be somewhere. Like again, like ultimately it's a spot where it's just like there's not much there. It's like it's all theoretical. Like if we're just basing it all on like doing things wrong, it's like then fucking Parvati's like number like 300 or something. Then like Tony's number like 400. It's like and there's like way more nuance to it than just that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Katie above. Jenna. But it's like one of like 5 points. It's like Jenna goes to way more tribals. Jenna faces more adversity. Jenna, again, does not much wrong. Jenna's in a spot where like they could have targeted her many times and they didn't. It's like there's like a lot of points. It's not just like 1 point. It's like cool that 1 point is something that Anna Kate also has, but there's also like 4 other fucking points. Anyway, who's the next losing finalist? It's not that far, right? It's like around here. Yeah, Jacqueline's there. Sue Smay's there. So, not too far. Let's see. What am I doing with Libby? Libby's below Jenna and Katie at least. Libby West Nail feels okay, actually, in the sense that they were ultimately kind of targeted just because of their association with another player and they were out of the game. Started off in like an okay position, but just like ran out of runway. I think the issue comes from the fact that Libby was taken out like so early on in the merge, or like at least Wes and like Benry at least went to a few tribals. But she was in majority. Yeah, I think Libby there's still fine. Above or below Wes? I think I'll go above. Actually, generally, maybe Libby is more in this tier. Like at the bottom of this tier, but maybe she is just in that tier. Because yeah, I think it's one of these spots where like they were just outright down in numbers by the time the merge. I guess too far Katie wasn't though, so maybe that's the thing of like maybe Katie should be lower. Yeah, maybe that is an argument that Katie's worse. No, it's fine. Like, again, that's part of the entire experiment. It's just like talking through all these little things. And it's like, even though I'm sounding like annoyed, it's more so just like out of like, I don't know. It's not like at you or anything. It's more so just like, fuck me, this is like taking so long. But generally, yeah, that's like what I want is like to be able to like go through everything. But also it's like it's still like annoying just how long it's taking though. All right, where are we at? Dude, yeah, it's already 3:13. What was the thing? I was doing something. I was Katie. Katie. It's like Katie ends up surviving way longer than Libby does. But yeah, I think like Libby feels like kind of like a middle ground of Jenna and Wes. And I feel like maybe Katie's just like a lesser version of Jenna in this world. Yeah, either way. Alright, I got these people. How much more am I gonna do tonight? I think I'll try to get to here at least, bare minimum. We'll see. How many people have we done tonight? 17. We've done 17 people tonight. Fuck me. Been compared to a lesser version of Jenna is diabolical, I guess. What was it? Rebecca Borman. Generally, I think there's an argument Rebecca could be actually up here, like at the top. It's like, but like also I think there's an argument that she's like here. Roll a d20 to determine how many more I do. I mean, yeah. I'm doing more than that, obviously. Well, fuck me, okay. Like the two, let's, dude, it's like literally like the two extremes. Whatever. So like Rebecca, maybe Haley Ford, actually, for Rebecca. But then again, I did have Rebecca above Nate, didn't I? But then again, that's like very close. Like I think that's a spot where like Nate outlasts Rebecca, but Rebecca was in on the votes that Nate were out on. Or maybe Rebecca. No, Rebecca. I generally think Rebecca could be at the top of this. Which feels weird because, like, what the fuck is like, who the fuck's Rebecca Borman? But she's running her original tribe, gets swapped, and then is able to take control of that tribe also, and then eventually just gets taken out because of physical reasons. Plus also her not being in the White Alliance. I won't even say Nate has a better post swap. Like Nate's like blindside when like JP goes home. Like I guess it is like ultimately better because like obviously Nate gets in with like Adam and them. But yeah, I think I stand by the logic that I think I mean, yeah, I guess Nate ran to Steffo. He ran back and said, "Hey, she wants mashed potatoes." That's crazy, right? Yeah, Nate was able to be the last non-white. That is true. I think I'm gonna go Haley Ford. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Haley Ford. As the parallel. I'm debating above or below. I think I will possibly give her the edge. Maybe, I don't know. I guess Haley Ford did twice. Like Rebecca Borman never made the merge. Haley Ford's a 2-time post-merger. But like I think Rebecca's first game is like not that far apart from Haley's first game. In the fact that they were like in the majority on their original tribes, get swapped, and then are able to like control a bit of their post-swap tribe. But like theoretically, this is a spot where like Haley gets flipped on by the time they merge, which obviously doesn't happen. So it's like, yeah, I think it is a spot where Rebecca's probably below Haley. Where's this here? I'm debating right now, like, is this fine with them being there? And I think it's okay because, like, I feel like these are players that we only saw in one situation. Where, like, Rebecca is someone that, like, ran her original tribe and also, like, controlled the, like, was part of the group that controlled the JP vote. Skip to the Queen Carla now. So where the fuck is Carla? How many people away are we from Carla? We're probably still like a ways away, right? Where is she? Like somewhere in here? She's that high? We got 182 people still before we get to Carla. Thank God. All right, final people in this tier are Brandon, Hanson, Elaine. I think Elaine above Brandon Hans, right? Maybe not. Actually, generally, Brandon Hans's game on South Pacific is better than Elaine's. But also, Brandon Hans is Brandon Hans. So... yeah, I don't know. Elaine probably... actually, I was going to say Elaine plays sloppier until I realized the fact that Brandon Hans literally gave up immunity. I think I'll go something like this, I think. End each session by adding one from the top down. So then I put in first place next stream. How would that work? So we're saying like right now do like Tony and then like I don't know, like do one, so like it'll be like show us like how many streams it's been. Is that what it is? It's by the way, I love how like at this point my Tony at #1 pick will be controversial. Because I feel like because I saw that the result for the RHAP GOAT thing was that like Parvati won by like an insane amount. So I can't wait to generally at this point I am leaning towards making the final part just the top 10. Because I actually feel like I do have a lot to say in terms of the like Tony versus Parvati debate. So thank God I can make another video shitting on Parvati. Key lime gelato? That's something. I've never had key lime gelato. Yeah, 2-hour top 10. I can't wait. Can't wait to talk about Parvati for 10 minutes. And like 9 minutes of it is me shitting on her despite her being #2. Like that's going to be very funny. Like, I love how, like, that was already what Parvati was when she was at, like, #4 or whatever. Like, on my original list. Like, what I have her on my original list? I already forgot. But wherever she was there, it's like most of her place was me, like, talking about the bad things. Yeah, I have to remember to talk about the good things now. Yeah, I think it's Killer Instinct / also just faith in, like, strategic ability. Yeah, we'll do this tier also. Do I bother counting up the tribals? I don't think I really need to. These people, like first things first, I think these people are moving down. I guess like the credit to them is that they did go to tribals in the pre-merge in comparison to, but no, that's like Jake though, right? Yeah, it's like, I think these people are moving closer to the Jake Anna tier if I were to get, or at least some of these people. I guess not all. Because like Jenny's pretty different, right? But at least in terms of Jackie, I think Jackie's probably closer to this. Is probably better strategically than Suri. I would lean them being about the same, to be honest. Like, I think... like, how do you describe it? So, like, I think the thing is, like, I think the major difference between Suri and Parvati, outside of physical ability, like, I think Suri is better socially in general, while, like, Parvati is better socially with, like, specific people. but I think strategically they're about the same. Parvati makes less strategic mistakes. I guess, like, actively, but she's also in less positions to make mistakes, I guess. Like, because, like, I think it's, like, Suri has more of the influence and is able to utilize that influence to make more moves than Parvati. Where, like, Parvati makes less individual moves, but probably also has, like, less, like, egregious moves. So yeah, I think through that logic, it probably is that Parvati is probably better strategically than Suri. But I think Suri is probably better socially. Need Tony to come back and flop so GOAT debate will be definitive. I feel like I would also need Parvati to come back and not like want to like lay down her sword for her ally or whatever. Or not lay down her sword, but like not like. I wish Parvati was willing to cut her number one ally. That's what I would love to see. Yeah, what are we doing here? So, like, Bubba and Jackie are more of these, like, swap screwed players. Varner is like that, but kind of on steroids. Parvati beats 3. I mean, like, in AU, but not necessarily in Micronesia. Like, because, and I think the point with that is the fact that I don't think it's intentional from Parvati. Like, I don't think Parvati's, like, actually doing things to, like, I don't think she's purposely doing things to increase her threat, like, increase her win equity in comparison to Suri. I think it just naturally happens. Like, I don't think it's, like, a Derek thing where, like, Derek and Cody, like, where Derek did, like, a lot of, like, good work building bonds with specific people in comparison to Cody, and, like, we're trying to, like, made people recognize that he was, like, the main game player. I don't think Parvati's doing that with Suri. I think it just happened on A vs. the World, at least. Yeah, Parvati's definitely the more balanced player. Parvati's games are naturally flashy and jury vote bait. She could be her allies. I don't know if that's fully the case. Like, considering it's like, like her, yeah, like here's villains. Like, she wasn't loved by the jury. Micronesia, she wasn't even like really loved by that jury. It's like AU, that's the case. But also, Australian Survivor's not real Survivor. Yeah, what am I doing here? I think James feels like someone closer to the Rebecca level. Like down here. And yeah, Jenny. So I'm thinking these players, for the most part, are probably just going down based on how we're structuring the list. Like, I think based on how I'm structuring the list, I feel like these players are closer to, like, this level. For the most part. Because, like, Jenny is essentially, like, a slightly better version of Rebecca. I don't even know. Generally, I don't even know if it's even, like, for sure better than Rebecca. Like, she got through one more round than Rebecca. But, like, her early games were, like, her starting tribe position's worse than Rebecca's. Yeah, obviously I know the 1.5 wins thing. Which again, like my logic is different. Like my thing with Parvati and Avers the World, like not being like a real Survivor winner or whatever, it's just because like it's literally a different show to where like it's not like, to me it's not like a spot like AU's only like a 13-day season or whatever, and like that's the like that, to me like that doesn't matter, like whatever. For me, it's like literally just the fact that it's not actually Survivor US. That Survivor US is its own canon, and like AU is its own canon. It's like, I don't know. Like, to me, it's like it's not really the same thing. At least you count holistic wise. I mean, like people will. Like, it is her winning another like social strategy game that is essentially Survivor. Again, like I don't think it adds to her Survivor US resume. Like it's a spot where like if Parvati were to come back for Survivor like 60, it's like they're not going to be like 2-time winner Parvati. Like they're literally just like not going to even like mention the fact that she ever won Avers the World. Like from a Survivor US perspective, it's like AU doesn't exist. Again, I think it's a spot where like the skills that Parvati demonstrates play a factor here, but like it's not like she gets fully credited for a second win. It's like kind of like the reindeer games and like that sort of thing. It's like we see skills utilized that can like help the placement, but it's not like I am fully saying Parvati's a 2-time winner on this list. The 3 counter time on AU as Survivor, like her as an individual, probably. There's Jeff, no. People already have such a legendary perception of Parvati that people will be scared of her in general. I mean, yeah. Like Tony's so high variance. I mean, I agree that Tony is high variance. I just also feel like Tony's playing more optimally than Parvati is. Yeah, like technically like Parvati was being targeted in the first round of Micronesia, and then like if it wasn't for the not with an idol, but like if it wasn't for the I guess if we're talking about without an idol at the Tyson round, right? But yeah, like even then, like even the first round against Randy, like that was a spot where like if it wasn't for the pregame like finalist thing, like Parvati's definitely in danger too. But again, like obviously all that is like based around pregame stuff. But it's like we're never gonna see her play without pregame notions playing a factor. That'll be funny if they label her as like a 1.5 winner. Dude, that's what we need on Survivor Rivals. We need Jeremy and Parvati. Hopefully, Jeremy and Parvati are on the final season of Australian Survivor right now. Hopefully, that's what's happening. Okay, I at least want to finish this fucking tier tonight. Okay, so Jackie. Okay, I think Jackie probably is. Okay, let me see something. So, like, I think with this tier that we're currently at, I think the majority are either going to be here with Haley Ford and Rebecca Borman, or here with Anna Kate and Jake and them. Jackie feels like maybe like one spot above Anna Kate just because she did go to a tribal that she survived. But like ultimately that doesn't really matter though, does it? Because again, like Anna would have survived tribals too. So that doesn't really matter. And it's not like Jackie was like running that vote. Like I think if it would, like if it was like Jeff, like where I give him credit for the Kim staying over Ashley, like Jake like was in the leader position for 2 votes. It's like that's at least something, but like it's not like Jackie was like leading the vote against Paloma. I was still with Parvati and like the Tyson vote. It's like a lot of that is not involving what Parvati is doing. It's what people are doing around Parvati. It's like again, yeah, credit her to like for building a relationship with Russell to where Russell goes out of his way to save her. But like it's still a spot where like it's Russell's like the way that Russell maneuvers in the game that benefits Parvati more than what Parvati's actively doing. Jackie or Corinne 3. From what I understand, I believe it was Jackie, but I don't fully remember. Yeah, I'm thinking Jackie below Anna Kate. So yeah, I'm thinking that. Then we got Bubba, who does end up going to more pre-merge tribals. But I guess, like, is Bubba that different from a Jake? Like, generally that is pretty comparable, right? Him and Jake. I guess, like, really, Bubba obviously has a bigger, like, downfall. I'm just making sure no one else here is... I just realized that means Jackie's the middle, if nothing changes. It's okay, we understand I have a bias against women similar to Yash. That's true. I mean, Bubba, I think Bubba's the main... Like, Bubba was in the center of everything. Like, Bubba was the Marcus. Like, in the Gabon comparison. Like, the real... Like, Chris's real Final 2 was Bubba. And, like, they were running things. Like, the reason why John Kenny was kept around was because of Bubba. No, from my understanding, Bubba was the main person. Like, I think Chris obviously becomes the main person, like, post-swap when, like, Bubba gets separated from them. But I believe, like, on their original starting tribe, Bubba was, like, the main, like, central person. And to be fair, even if he wasn't, like, he's still the Charlie over to Jackie anyway. Yeah, I think I'm going to go here. I don't know, maybe below Jake. Yeah, I think below Jake, but I think I'll go in this tier, though. And then... even Bubba versus Jeff Wilson's kind of interesting, too, though. I think I'll go Bubba. I think Bubba had more of a, like, actual power structure than Jeff did. Yeah, we'll do that. And then we'll do a Varner last. Jenny, I think, is closer to this Rebecca tier. And, like, maybe the rest are just in that Rebecca tier, especially considering they're not, like, swap screwed by that point. But they did end up going to a decent amount of early tribals. Again, like Jenny is just essentially one step better than Rebecca. Like they literally get voted out the same tribal. I think Rebecca's starting position's better. Where Jenny was like Rebecca and Sandra were like the top 2 on the black tribe, where like Jenny was 4th on the Asian tribe. But like their games after that are like very similar, just outside of Jenny surviving one more round and theoretically gets screwed by the bottle twist. How do I convince Paul to give me a friendship bracelet? I probably just don't. I think Jenny literally goes to the same tribals, right? Yeah, Brad was 3rd. The main trio was Becky, Yule, Brad. Would I make Paul a cheese sandwich? No. Who made him a sandwich? Was that Raven? I forgot. Oh, was it Elena? Okay, yeah. And Queen Elena, clearly. Javarna transphobe tier. Yeah. Yeah, I think ultimately I am going to go Jenny above Rebecca, even though I don't think it's that big of a difference. I think the debate is above or below Haley. I think maybe I go below Rebecca, actually. Because, like, I think the thing is, like, Rebecca and Haley both, like, I think the thing is that the start of their games are so similar. Where, like, Jenny is just different, but also worse at the start, but just has, like, a slight uptick at the very end. But, like, I think it makes more sense for Jenny to be above or below both of them, and I feel like it doesn't feel right for her to be above Haley. All while I don't really have that much of a vested interest between her and Rebecca. So I think it feels better to have her below. I think is the way it ends up going for me. So it's like her below, then Angie and James. How many tribals does James go to? You have Jolanda, Ashley, Jeff, Kim, and so he has 5. So he's the exact same as these people. Angie has 1 less, but also Angie gets screwed. So it's like, yeah, I think they're probably just all in this ballpark then. Like, okay, let's do, I think that, and then yeah, what to do with James and Angie. Like, my instinct is to put him above them. But, like, does it also put him above Haley as well? Maybe Jenny. Maybe Angie with Jenny, actually. As, like, players that weren't in, like, initial good position, seemingly. But, like, still had, like, pretty long roads and then eventually get twist screwed. Yeah, I think I'll go something like that, and then I guess we'll just do like this, and then I think James is with them. I'm not including boot rounds. I should have. I didn't to start, and then I kind of regretted it. But I think to remain consistent, I'm just not. But I should. Like, I'm not unless it was a spot where they were IO'd out or something. If they were IO'd out and like it was like a true idling out, not like some weird like like you know, like not some weird social situation, then I give them credit for their boot round. And you could save this up by voting for James. Yeah. I don't remember how that vote played out. I mean, she should have voted. Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was James that they. Because Ibrahim voted James, right? Is that how it played out? No, Ibrahim. Wait, how'd the votes play out? Wait, let me look this up. Oh, I literally have this open here. Because I remember it was a 2-2-1. Ibrahim voted for James, right? Wait, why did I pick Panama? I'm an idiot. Yeah, okay, yeah. They could have voted for James. That's what it was. It's still an unlucky circumstance though. But yeah, I think it's fair to say she had like at least an out in that spot. Yeah, I think that's fine to switch. Okay, cool. I'm an idiot. I think I'll switch Jenny and Angie in that world. Wait, where did James go? Oh, he's still up here. Okay. Yeah, I think James. I think he's either above or below Haley. I'm leaning. He's like even in his boot round, he had Stephanie voting with him. Like he's technically like on the out here and stuff, but like it's not like he was ever like it's like more so just like I don't think it's like that big of a deal that like he wants to keep Jeff and Jeff goes. And like even this is actually like good play on James, right? Like the fact that like Angie and Steph don't vote for him, and that was because they had a good relationship with him and they thought that he was voting with them for Bobby John. It's like even that's like a spot where like I actually credit James for how that plays out. I'm thinking below Haley though. I don't know. Like Haley like I think if we're just going first game alone, I think Haley's worse than James. But I think the fact that Haley gets to merge twice maybe boosts her up, even though it's like not an impressive second one. Yeah, he probably should. Like in retrospect, maybe. Like if you vote for Bobby John there, then yeah, Ibrahim's just a goner here, and then like he gets the 3, right? So yeah, but like I also get it from multiple angles that you want to keep Bobby John for like physical strength, and also like they had the connection through like Alabama and whatever. But yeah, I think in retrospect, maybe I don't even really fault him too much, considering it's like it was all like a last second thing. Like they all came in voting for Ibrahim and had to switch it last second. So it's like either way, it's not really like a major criticism for any of them. Like for Angie, like it's more so a spot where like I'm not really criticizing her for like not voting for James. Like okay, how do I phrase it? Like it's not really a spot where like I'm criticizing her for like not thinking of it. Actually, no, too fair. I kind of am, aren't I? Yeah, okay. I don't know. Maybe that makes me want to switch her back then. Because like actually, like I guess like you can credit the fact that she at least had an out. It's like yeah, she didn't really use it. Like the fact that she had an out. Jenny didn't have an out once they were screwed. Which like it's like this weird thing where like it emphasizes how screwed they were, but like also like there's a reason they were that screwed. Especially with someone like Jenny, where like it's just them going to tribal again. Like that's just literally what would have happened anyway if they just went to another tribal, like in any situation. So yeah, I think I'm doing that, and then I think I will go Haley above, or yeah, Haley above James. I think is where I'm leaning, just for like a couple. I think it's like one, Haley feels like a better like separator between these, where like I feel like she feels like more like a transition point. And also it's like kind of like I guess it's giving her credit for doing it twice, for whatever that's worth. And what the fuck am I doing with Jeff Farner? You call it transition point is kind of a flex, sure. I should get why Angie did it. If James goes, it's a 2v2. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know how much, like, how forward they were thinking about that. Because I don't even know if they, like, thought Bobby John would, like, stick by Ibrahim that intensely. Like, especially considering Ibrahim was, like, going to be voted out in that round. So, like, I don't know if they thought about that, but, like, it is a point, at least. Varner should be lower. Yeah, I just really don't know what to do with him. I mean, like, I think he's lower than this, probably. Like, I think, like, maybe he's, like, at, like, around Haley Ford level. So, like, obviously he's a 3-time pre-merger, but, like, none of his games are, like, awful. Yeah, so like looking at his games, it's like he had like generally Cambodia is probably his worst one, right? So like you have Australian Outback, which is like kind of just a solid like it's just a game where like he comes into merge like disadvantaged, especially with it being out there, like how many votes he had, and that just being the way the game worked at that point. Like Cambodia's one where like he has a lot of influence early on, but then like post swap he plays kind of like poorly. Like it's kind of a disaster post swap. Got swap screwed to a degree. I mean, like it's swap screwed in the sense that he gets swapped away from a power structure that benefited him, but it also is him being swapped into a majority though, and like he blows that majority. So, like, I wouldn't say swap screwed, but it's like, yeah, it's like he's definitely swapped out of a good spot. And like generally, like his Game Changers game is possibly his best game until the Varner situation or until the Zeke situation happens. I think the question is, like, how much should that affect his game? Because, like, ultimately, it's like this weird thing where, like, obviously it's such a big, like icky moment that, like, shows how terrible of a human being he is. But also, it actually doesn't really affect his game that much. Because, like, he was going home anyway. And it was, like, this, like, last Hail Mary for him. To where, I don't know. For someone that gets into a majority, then he eventually loses the majority. I feel like that's really just that one time in Cambodia. Like, Australian Outback's just kind of a weird one where, like, he never was actually part of the, like, the true core majority, but he thought he was. Where, like, he thought he had Scoopin, but, like, Scoopin was more loyal to Roger and Elizabeth. But even then, he had Nick, but, like, he was willing to let go of Nick because he thought he had Scoopin. But it's like, I don't know, it's kind of like all over the place with that one. But yeah, like, was it Game Changers? Like, he's just in the majority the entire time until he swap screwed. So it's like, I generally don't think Varner, like, yeah, I don't think Varner's that bad, despite his track record being horrible. I think Var probably would have blown up his game if he was safe, though. Like, are we talking about in game, like, during the Zeke round? Maybe. Like, I think it could be like a Sean Edwards situation where, like, he wouldn't know, like, if he didn't know if he was safe or not, then, like, he would still do it and that would, like, sabotage his game. Like, that's very possible. What do you think Varner did wrong in Cambodia? I think, well, I think it's like, in terms of what he did wrong, I think, like, he mismanaged Abby. Like, I think he should have been able to keep Abby in line with PG and Wu. I think also creating, like, such a hostile relationship with Tasha, I think, was bad. I think those are main. I think it's mainly I think not keeping Abby in line and then, like, creating a feud with Tasha, I think, are, like, the two main things. Then also, yeah, being a physical liability by the end. Like, adds for our players to my overall ranking as they're voted out. I mean, I will personally, like I do with Big Brother. Will I make it into a video? Probably not, but maybe I could in the postseason. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what I'm doing with Varner. Yeah, on my personal rank, yeah, I'll do it. Just because, like, I do it with Big Brother. It's like I already have the list, so it's like I might as well. And, like, I did that Australian Survivor, I'm pretty sure, didn't I? Yeah, like Caleb and Jackson are there. I did it with BB Can, so yeah. Is the goal to get this posted before 51? It was. At this point, no. At this point, I'll start it before 51. It won't finish before 51 though. It'll finish around the time of the midseason power ranking for 51. I'm not doing a second boot ranking. I'm doing a second week ranking. But that will be next week. The Big Brother NAU spreadsheets are here. I don't know when the BB-Can 4 retrospective is ever happening, but I would like to. Yeah, I have Morgan at like 40, right? 41. I think was the thing. Do I just end with Varner tonight? It's kind of annoying. How many people did I go through by the end? 27. I guess that's not horrible based on like recent streams, but like especially considering I started later. But I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know what to do with Varner. I generally don't know what to do with Varner. Because, like, part of me also feels like, and, like, I don't know where Vetus ultimately lands, but, like, is Varner really that much worse than, like, I think Varner might be better than Vetus. Morgan and Jenna Maraska having the same placement. Like, why? Take a vacation once it's done. I mean, like, I won't be actually like a real vacation I'm taking in January. I am taking time off work in at the very end of no, not the end. It's the last week of what was it? September 20th is looking like the date for the daytime stream. Because I'm taking the 19th off. It's like at that point I might as well just take other stuff for it. Well, either way. Yeah, that week I'm taking off work, so like that'll be a thing. Yeah, more so the way like once this ranking's done, then like I can actually play video games again. So that'll be the main thing I do. Yeah. All right. Varner. Yeah, I really don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with Varner. I've seen his top 50. I don't remember it. I remember there's a lot of controversy around it. But like from what I remember, it wasn't like that bad. I don't remember. Like I feel like I don't know. I felt like it was overblown, but I could have been, maybe I'm mixing that up with another list. What am I doing with Varner? Above or below Brandon Hance is something I'm debating right now. Like Brandon obviously made it deeper in one of the times, almost like would have had the votes to win. Actually, generally think about Varner. Has Varner ever been on the wrong side of the vote outside of his elimination? Let me look this up. Yeah, not there. Not there. Then yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the case, right? That's kind of actually that's pretty insane actually. Oh, the type. Yeah, but that's kind of or like the okay, yeah, we're talking about the Sandra vote. Yeah, okay. Yeah. And then also like this is kind of weird, but whatever. Huh. Right now, my gut is telling me this. like I think considering Brain Enhance like had a deep run, would have won if he had gotten to the end. I think I'll give him the slight edge, but I am thinking Varner here. Yeah, I'm thinking like I think there's too much good that Varner does to be here, I think. Maybe not though, to be fair. I don't know. But still, it's like Varner's first appearance is one where like he pretty cleanly makes the merge, and then like again the weird stuff happens. But like I don't know if that's that different than like I feel like that feels better than these players. I guess like maybe more specifically like these. And then considering he has like 2 other appearances that are both like not even that bad. Again, his Game Changers ones were what is like actually like a pretty decent one until he gets swap screwed. It's like, yeah, it's like I feel like he's like definitely above Nate and Noel. And at that point, I just feel like, yeah, I kind of just want to go up to there. And then I think next stream we'll probably, like, we'll see what we do. Like, I feel like Vetus is probably in a similar tier in the grand scheme of things, to where I feel like maybe they're going to be together. And maybe Randy's in that tier also. We'll deal with that next stream. AKA probably tomorrow. But yeah, I think we'll do this to end the night. And Brain Enhance here. Okay, fuck. Dude, okay, please, like, fucking select and not deselect. Thank you. Alright, yeah, I kind of have to end here. Yeah. I can't be up like all night. Yeah, tomorrow we'll know we'll know if Devin's gonna play his Diamond Power Veto. I can't wait. Yeah, so we got through 26 people tonight, which isn't great, but considering we just barely hit the 3-hour mark, it's like whatever, I guess. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. And yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, just more of this, obviously. So I don't have anything going on Monday and Wednesday, as far as I know right now. So this is what I'm currently like thinking. Tomorrow I'll stream tomorrow night. Then Sunday, normal stream. So like we'll do the Big Brother power ranking, and then we'll do more of this, which obviously not looking great for me being done by that point, which was the like theoretical goal. So that's not happening. So I think at that point we're kind of in crunch time. And considering I don't think I have anything going on Monday and Wednesday, I am considering doing daytime streams for those days. If I can, we'll see. I probably like I think I don't think I have anything going on. So yeah, I'm thinking probably like I don't know how like do I want to stream all day though? Like maybe I'll do like 2 to 3 hours early in the day, and then like come back at night and then do another one at night. I don't know. I don't know if I want to be like literally because generally again it's fucking mentally draining to do this for too long. But yeah, I think I might try to do something like that on Monday and Wednesday. And hopefully we can get it done by the end of the week or so. I don't know. In terms of like the main channel stuff, I have. So I got the Hall of Fame video done. The week 2 ranking is the next thing I'm doing. That will be I don't know when exactly I'll be done, but like it's not a long video. Like it's probably like a 30-minute video or something. It's not like much editing or whatever. So it's like considering all the streaming I'm doing, I'm not sure, but like maybe like I think there's a world where if I wasn't streaming, I think I could probably get it done tomorrow. But with the streaming and all that, like maybe not until Monday. We'll see. And then after I have the year in gaming video, which I'm making. After that, it literally is just this. So it's like I'm not that far away from when I do actually kind of need this list done. So yeah, again, might get into crunch time during next week. We'll see. Anyway. All right. Yeah, that's it for tonight. I'll be back tomorrow and we'll see how this goes. But yeah, see you guys tomorrow.